Have you ever wondered what would have happened if Isagi had Metavision before the start of the Blue Lock series? In case you didn't notice, this will most likely be the final part of the series. There will be a link down in the description if you want to check out the first part, in case you have not watched it yet. Now, we will be talking about the third selection, and the match against Japan's U20 team. I will not be covering the Neo Egoist League, as it seems that Isagi has finally learned how to use his Metavision 100%, or if not, at least close to it. So, continue watching this video to find out. We last left off at the end of the World 5 arc. Ego Jinpachi announces that the second selection has just ended. The clear teams are now told to gather in the central joint room. The first clear team comes through with Isagi, Rin, Nagi, Baro, and Bachira. The second clear team would consist of Tokimitsu, Ryu, Shido, Zantetsu, and Kiora. Now, how would this team even be made? Tokimitsu and Ryu's loss to Isagi would drop them down to the 2v2 stage. This way, they were able to meet Shido and Igarashi during some time. Since Shido wanted to play against high-level players, he did exactly that, as Tokimitsu and Ryu were a part of the top 3 players during the second selection. The rest of the teams would be pretty much the same, except for the 7th clear team. It consists of Corona, Chigiri, Ryo, Nishioka, and last but not least, Kunigami. Due to Kunigami, Ryo, and Chigiri winning their first match in the second selection, it would alter the time wherein Kunigami came across Shido and Igarashi. Speaking of Igarashi, I had to take out the monk just this once, because I feel like he would have been too overpowered. Isagi then comes up to the trio, and is glad that they were able to make it past the second selection, despite Isagi handing them out an L. Kunigami and Chigiri told Isagi that they were not about to lose to him again. There would be no bad blood between them, especially since Kunigami did not end up taking the fallen hero path. He would continue to become the football hero that he always wanted to be. Ryo has also set aside his anger towards Isagi, as he was finally able to see Isagi as a player who is levels ahead of him. This led him to respect Isagi and strive to become a versatile playmaker that can somehow surpass his football vision in the future. Just like Nagi, Ryo would want to play with Isagi and learn from him, as he believes that he is one of the players who can help him evolve and enhance his playstyle. With this scenario happening, we would not be able to see Shido's menacing introduction. After this sequence of events, Ego Jinpachi interrupts their happy little fantasy. He announces that instead of picking 5 of the remaining players, as it should have been, plans have changed. Ego Jinpachi proposed to the Japan Football Union a match between the players in Blue Lock and the Japan U20 team. Therefore, the top 6 players would then be paired up and broken into 3 teams: Team A, Team B, and Team C. The rest of the 29 strikers would then decide whose team they will play on in order to showcase and prove their skills in an attempt to be chosen for the Blue Lock 11 and get to play against the Japan U20. Each player only has 1 game to prove themselves, but due to the odd number of players left, someone has the chance to prove their skills in 2 games. That honor goes to the top 7th player in Blue Lock, who would be Nagi. The top 6 players during this selection would consist of Isagi at number 1, Rin at number 2, Shido at number 3, Karasu at number 4, Otoya at number 5, and Yukimiya at number 6. This would lead us with these pairs: Isagi and Rin teaming up once again in Team A, Shido and Karasu in Team B, and Otoya and Yukimiya in Team C. The rest of the players would basically be in the same team as they were in, except for some of the mentioned top 6 players, and Ryo. Ryo would choose Team A instead of Team C with Nagi, since he wants to be able to play with Isagi and develop as a player. With him choosing Isagi over Nagi, does this mean that he has found a new treasure? If you have made it this far, don't forget to like and subscribe to let me know that you want more content just like this. The first match would still be Team A versus Team B. Alongside Isagi and Rin would be Bachira, Nanase, and Hayori. Now, this would be the match wherein Shido would shine the most. With Karasu acting as the beating heart of Team B, he was able to organize the whole offense and defense of their team. He was able to utilize Chigiri with his speed to break past Team A's defenses, and particularly use Shido to use his utmost potential and to show his true striker genes. Shido would then trash talk Isagi, and it would end up becoming a back and forth between them. However, Isagi would not let it slow him down, and so he was able to keep up with Shido with the help of Bachira. Isagi then found ways to counter Karasu's defensive setups as he slipped past, and he would score his share of goals as well. Despite this, Shido still had more goals as he scored every goal so far for Team B with 4 goals. Isagi had scored 2 goals, while Rin had scored 2 goals as well. In the end, Hayori makes the winning play with his pass to Isagi to allow Team A to take the victory 5-4. In the second match, Isagi was able to dominate the game with the help of Ryo's playmaking. However, Nagi's traps and Yukimiya's gyro shot would give them a hard time. Now, this is the time wherein Ryo's chameleon ability made its debut. He not only improved as a playmaker, but as a striker as well. He was able to show Nagi that he could catch up to him soon. Lastly, the third match would be a rematch between Team A and Team B. This match would ultimately be a close match once again. Prior to this match, Shido is currently ahead of Isagi when it comes to goals by 2. The same situation pretty much happens in the end, but with multiple defensive stops and failed counterattacks happening. With this, tension builds between both teams, especially between Isagi and Shido. With the match tied at 4-4, Isagi ends it once again with his goal. However, he is still down when it comes to the number of goals. Although Shido's behavior may have not been the best, it was not enough to start an altercation between the two, especially since Shido actually respects Isagi. So, Shido does not end up getting locked up. Although it was a close call, he was still chosen by Itoshi Sai due to his egoism, style of play, and because he simply scored the most goals despite the loss. I will not be discussing the U20 match play by play, since it would take too long. I will just be mentioning the main points of what happens. With Isagi's early Metavision development and consistent usage, he was able to score multiple goals and win against Japan's U20 team in a comfortable fashion, as he also outplayed Itoshi Sai during multiple occasions that it even made him sweat and forced him to get serious sometime in the middle of the match. Itoshi Rin's awakening would still happen and create a huge impact in the result. In the end, Sai admits that Isagi was truly the better player compared to Shido. So, he approaches Isagi and mentions that he is very close to being in the level of the new Gen 11 and that he just lacks one piece. This would eventually set a flame in Rin and drive him to want to destroy Isagi even more. Aside from Rin, Isagi will have to face somebody else who wants to completely destroy him. And yup, it's Kira. Now, you might be wondering why he would enter the wildcard when he was just used as a symbol for Japanese football. Well, due to Isagi destroying him twice, he was finally able to realize that his ideology was not the right one for him, especially with his skill set. Let's not forget that he was one of the best U18 players in Japan prior to entering bluelock. So, with the bluelock project, it is likely that he does not fit that description anymore, especially with Isagi's performance during the U20 match. Now, Kira looks to claim back that title. Despite his good nature, he seems to have a twisted side as shown when he snapped after losing in the admission exam and was virtually volatile, blaming his fellow competitors like Isagi or Bachira for his own failings, emphasizing how incapable he is of even acknowledging his own deficiencies and weaknesses. Isagi showed him the way to an egoist approach, which was what Ego Jinpachi said he was lacking as a striker. I will be ending the video here now. If you have reached this part of the video, I would like to say that I am very thankful for you sticking with me in this 3-part series. Although the parts may have taken some time to release due to other plans, I hope you still enjoyed it. What do you think would have happened if Isagi had Metavision from the start? And if you have any scenarios that you would want me to cover, let me know down in the comments. Do you want to know what Isagi needs in order to devour the new Gen 11 in the match between Bastard Munchin and the Ubers? Check this video out right here. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content just like this. Thank you for watching!